Welcome back, guys. I got a new guest. His name is Third Eye Shooter on Instagram. He takes beautiful photos and whatever. But yeah, he decided that he's gonna sponsor me. Yes, I got a sponsor. So, Mr. Third Eye Shooter, would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, boys and girls, cats and squirrels? It's your boy Third Eye Shooter, as Cassandra just told you. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast today. This is a very lovely experience.
Yay. So, basically, a lot of my podcast has been freestyle. So for the organization of Third Eye Shooter, because he's like Mr. Super fancy organized pants, we're gonna have some more organized podcasts. Yay! Okay, so Mr. Third Eye, what is today's topic for the people?
So today we're going to be talking about, or just going through a list of 56 relationship topics that are going to be a point of contention, that are, or for debate, that are open to opinion. Everything is subjective, so we're just going to dive right in and have open-ended, free-form conversation about topics from not only a man's perspective, but a woman's perspective.
Yay!
And just two human beings on a perspective and
You love
growth. Yeah, exactly.
He loves this. Okay, so topic one.
The first question that they have on here is, are our bad spending habits spoiling our families?
Yeah, I actually had a conversation like yesterday with my mom about this. Like, I feel like culture-wise, a lot of cultures are like forced into believing that they're obligated to have to, I guess, contribute or hold down their household or family. So that kind of, how do I say this? It's like a burden. Let's call it what it is. It's a burden. Family, you're a burden. Let's call it what it is. I'm sorry. I love you guys to death though, but you're a burden. Like, you have to understand that, it's hard in society on a daily basis, especially now this whole pandemic nonsense. So everybody's trying to make a way of, how do I safely make money and enough of it to not only take care of myself, but
Take care of my family.
take care of my family.
So I agree and I disagree with you.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't think it's a cultural thing. I feel like it's a generational thing. A generational thing, excuse me. I feel like your mom and popped into it, kind of like with news. So I feel like, it's sometimes it's what we're predisposed to. So if you see your dad taking care of your mom, or there's certain things you see. So I do understand where you can say family is a burden, but I think it's a choice to accept that burden. It's also the same thing with picking friends. I'm not obligated to be friends with anybody. So there are family members to this day I don't talk to. There are people who work in the very same industry that I do, and I've never worked with them. And I go, wow, you like my pictures, and we've spoke about working before. So I see it as, it's kind of like when I'm born, I didn't get to pick my race. Mm-hmm. So when you're born, you don't get to pick your family. Your family's just there, and then you have the option to engage with them or not.
Agree to a certain extent. So a lot of people who live where we live at, technically New York, so New York, are not able to have the luxury of saying that I can live with someone and not be obligated to have to take care of what's going on. So it's like, for example, you're my family. I really can't afford to live on my own, not because I'm choosing not to, but because of the cost of living here in New York is extremely high. And if I was to try to attempt to live on my own, I will be screwed. So now I am forced to, or shall I say, heavily influenced to now ask you, can I come live with you? Now, nothing is free. So now I'm coming to live with you. You're telling me it's not an obligation to take care of your family. It's a choice. But now I'm coming to live with you, and I choose to want to live free in your house. Now, how does that work?
I'll be honest with you, because I think I like maybe 4 people in my family. I've never been put in that situation, so there's some topics I just cannot discuss, and this is one of them. I don't. People will text me, and I'll go, oh, they'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? I need some help. Block.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me Third eye, you never had anybody live with you. You've never done a favor for them. And
Okay,
you've
so
never been-
so if we're talking about
But let's get away from the family idea, right? Because family is something that is always going to be connected to you, that you're going to feel some sort of.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. Let's say even a stranger, right? You have people who you have as friends that you know for a very long time, and they end up in situations that they're like family, and you categorize them as something like a family personnel, whatever the hell, and now they're screwed. They need to come live with you, but it's a choice because you know you don't have to.
okay, so if you put it in that, yes, my best friend. So my best friend was in a situation. She did move in with me, but the thing was, it wasn't a situation where it was free. I think it's weird because to this day I love this woman to death and I'll do anything for her. But I think in that moment years ago, it's just sometimes we know nothing is for free, and sometimes money isn't everything. So sometimes she brought food. There were other things she did to contribute, and again she did give money. But I think that's where I guess the line gets jaded, where when I say family I mean blood relatives, and that's where it also I get to pick my friends, and my friends do become family. So
Which is a choice.
which is so weird is because now that I think about it, sometimes I grant my friends so much more access than my family, because I feel like family thinks or has a preconceived notion because they're family, they have that accessibility to you, and they take it for granted. So I'd much rather go on an extra limb or walk that plank for a friend knowing I'll be appreciated than walk a limb for someone that goes, he has my last name. We're family.
Okay, agreed. So you want to go on to the next topic?
Okay, yes. Let me one moment. Let me unlock
Let
my
him
phone.
one moment. How you like? That's when we do like the little interjection.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Do you wanna stop it and like start a whole new one? Or?
It can hear you. So we're back with Third Eye Shooter, yay! Woo! No.
I like the high energy. I like it so much.
I think it's because I worked out at like 6 in the morning.
You're still pumped. You feel it. The endorphins are
Yeah,
really
no,
shooting.
see, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a piece of shit. I drink coffee, then I go work out.
See, but I don't think that's a piece of shit. I think it's more smart. It's like, okay, so I think of it like this: caffeine boosts your metabolism and it gives you energy. So what you're doing is you're going in on, technically it's called fasted when you're on an empty stomach. So
right.
no, you're doing it right.
Okay, I do this, yes! Oh, I lift weights today, but we'll talk about that later. So our next topic is, for today.
Same thing. We're going down this list.
Oh my God.
56.
Who found this list?
I don't know, but it's ingenious. And the thing is, I love the list, but going through it, and there's so many grammatical imperfections. I was just like, from isn't spelled FTOM. That's not how you do it.
Only if it's written from an Android phone.
Like or like, is it German? Und from ta. Alright, so
okay. So the topic.
The second topic or second question on this list is, can love be faked? And I think before I answer
you go first.
Before I answer this question, I think there's levels of answers to this question. So I think number one is yes, love can be faked. But two, I think the deeper answer is, do you love yourself enough to recognize fake fucking love?
Bro, I don't know. It took me 2.5 years.
It took me 29 and I'm 29. It took me my entire life to figure out. I was like,
you
wow.
know what? If we're talking about that, then I'm fucking lying. It took me 27 years.
Yeah.
It took me 27. Yeah. I think I just found out that love could be fake the other day. Like actually a week from like today ago, I realized that love could be fake.
I have to ask you a deeper question.
Okay.
This is like a part A.
Oh, so you know how like
Yeah.
when you're on an essay and then it's like the question and then it's like
It's
give more detail.
normal 2 and then 2A. So
Yeah.
it's 2A. So do you think, so let's go deeper. Not that, so okay, we agree love can be fake, but what if that type of love is the only love they know? So it's not fake love, but it's love to a specific level because all they've known is garbage.
Okay, I agree. But when do you identify that as garbage? What if it's never garbage? What if that is just truly who you are in your soul? What if you are garbage?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Radiohead has a song out called "I'm a Creep." So I think if you have to, at some point, you have to recognize yourself. I know for a man at least, there was a point in my life a week ago where I had to realize a couple of things, and I was like, wow, I really was a substandard man because I thought I was. And self-acknowledgement is the true path to growth. I can't allow you. you can't expect outside forces to impose their will to implement change on you because you have to change for you. It's weird. It's like it's a sick disposition to really think that sometimes human beings need someone, but the truth is the someone we need is me or ourselves.
Agree, but I don't think it's so much me. I think it's you, like you as in you, the individual.
Yeah.
You as in your soul. You being one with the universe. That type of thing. Because see, me or he or she or the photographer or the podcaster or the mom, the dad, brother, sister are just titles that our ego creates for us here. So we're not any of those things. See, that's where a lot of this garbage develops from. Because idealistically, you have an egotistical perception of life. So, example, as a female, a Latin female, there we go, the ego. Because I'm a female. No, I'm a soul. My soul doesn't have a gender. So from there, right there, there goes the ego building itself. It's a form of protection. So a lot of the things that we use to protect ourselves is the garbage that builds up these walls that they call, the barriers, those walls that people need to break down. It's garbage. It's literally walls of garbage. I need people to understand it's literally walls of garbage. It's fucking walls of garbage.
It's walls of garbage you've built to protect yourself from the things you've allowed.
Oh God, I love him. I just love him. Like, cause it's like, I don't know if we're like intellectually like just there with it, but yeah, there it is. It's fucking walls of garbage. So when people tell you, oh, I got some walls up, it's code for red flag, it's garbage. They're full of shit. They don't want to work on themselves.
Exactly.
And they're content with being garbage.
I'm too scared to acknowledge my own fault, so it's better to blame everyone else than look inward.
And then a person like us who has a good heart sees beyond your garbage. So now we're digging through garbage to find you, and now we lose ourselves because now we're lost in the fucking garbage. So yes, love can be faked. It can be manipulated. It can be shape-shifted. It can be influenced. It can be injected. It's blockage. It's garbage.
Terrible.
And it stinks.
And I think that's how you answer that question. So thank you very much for tuning in. Third Eye Shooting here, Cassandra.
And we will be back again, guys. Again, we're here again. It's us. Hey. Okay.
What's up, boys and girls? Guys, girls, Third Eye Shooter, Cassandra here again with another topic on this list of 56. I said lift. Elders speak, stupid. So there's some questions on here we're just gonna naturally skip because just know, Jack, they're not happening. But I came upon number 24, and I feel like this is such a good topic, coming from not only a man's perspective but a woman's perspective. So, monogamy, is it a natural behavior, or is this a social imposition and or a social construct that we follow?
It's legit both. So socially, everybody want to be like everybody. That's the shortest way I could answer that. It's like, okay, you live in a house with a bunch of dudes, right? Everybody's alpha male and all that crap like that. And then your roommates are smashing this bitch, that bitch, whatever, women, whatever you want to call them. But I don't think if he's smashing all of y'all and all that stuff like that, you're a woman. But hey, touche. But yes, socially, you're gonna wanna compete, because see, this is the problem again with the whole ego thing and the whole thought and mind process is either that is right, that is wrong. So either you want to do the right or wrong thing at the moment socially to be accepted. That's where the social aspect comes from, right? From my perspective. And then naturally, we are animals. I don't care what nobody says. It's just like a male species was designed to have more than one female species fighting over him. It's legit. I got like Siamese. I'm gonna give a good example. I have Siamese fighting fish, right? Mm-hmm. So when doing research to care for them, it states that to put a male in a tank with those female Siamese fish, I have to put multiple females in there in order for him not to try to kill them, or for them not to try to kill him. But the joke is they're going to try to kill each other to get him. So, yeah. Your turn.
This is where, for me, as from a man's perspective, it gets a little bit weird. I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
So I grew up in a household where my father was married like 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
And he had children. Then he got divorced. And then he dated. So I came from a household where it was like, hey, we try to be, old fashioned or classic or, natural behavior, human imposition way. And it failed, but he kept trying. But then I've also seen, free-spirited versions of my father and of my mother and of other people. And I go, I think monogamy it's a choice. I think if you come across someone where you go, I'm content. Well, I don't even want to use the word content because content means you're standstill. Because I think if the word content is ever brought up in a relationship, that means you guys are stagnant. You're not moving. So I think if you're happy with someone, with being with them, that's great. But I think also there needs to be, at some point, maybe a conversation. Do we want to do something else? Do we want to do more? So I do think it's a bit of natural behavior, and I do also think it's a bit of social imposition and a social construct where we are told a man has a woman and that's his wife and that's it. But then we know of things where there's swingers, there's polyamory. There are a multitude of vernacular and words we can use that talk about open relationships. So no matter how you want to word it, it is an open relationship. So I think it depends on how you feel and the emotion. So, I don't know.
So I'm going to give you this. I spoke to another friend of mine, right? Because I recently discovered I was cheated on again for the second time, right? So, but no, not like again in life, just again in the same relationship, like a stupid ass. Anywho, so my friend goes like, why did you break up with him, right? And I'm like, I got this nigga cheated on me again. Excuse me. Like, seriously? And he's just like, okay. He's like, Kay, let me give you an example of something. Right? This is a 31-year-old man with a female child. Mm-hmm. Has a girlfriend. Has a side piece. Has a baby mother. I need you guys to, let's get the details together, guys. And his justification for this nonsense that I tolerated was, Kay, could you wear the same pair of shoes for the rest of your life? Now, what do you think of that when you hear that as a man?
Are you asking me? So
yes, I am. Because as a female, I looked at him, I understood it, because it was like feeling deprived. I looked at the whole idea of potentially that man or female who may have that kind of thought process feeling deprived. But what are you really deprived of? Is it something you're depriving yourself of? Or, yeah. So what do you think?
You know what's so weird is that these questions are so surface level, but we're so deep. We really like get with a shovel and go like, oh, this is a silly question. No, we're gonna really go to the core of you as a human being and touch your spirit and your spinal column, your C6, C7. We're gonna make your toes twitch.
My toes are curling right now.
Okay, so as a man, I feel like it's not that it's an underappreciation or undervaluing because it makes you go, oh, well, how would you feel wearing the same shoes? How would you feel if your feet had blisters and sores and cuts? So it's having the same shoes and you going, oh, I have shoes, and you becoming accustomed and not appreciating something. Then also I think if you can equate a woman to a pair of shoes and you have a daughter, there's something wrong with you as a human being. Now, I'm 29, I turned 30 in a couple months. I feel like...
Stop lying. It's less than like a month and a half.
Nah, October.
Yeah, and we're going to do fun shit. But anyway... He sounds excited.
See, this is the thing. This is a common joke. I don't know if you can edit. Well, anyway, so I go. You know how dogs age 7 years to human. I go. Black people age like dogs. So I turned 30. 30 times 7. Then plus I live in America, so I'm really like 218.
I believe you.
Yeah. It's not even a joke. Like, it's just whatever.
No, it's like fun. You have to be like super intellectual to understand that part. But if somebody's coming up metaphorically with saying shoes and choose forever,
I agree with you. I think it's a sense of there's something where he needs to figure out why he needs to hop in and out of pairs of shoes and not appreciate the things he has on his feet that are protecting him. Also, I think
and this is a really this is my boy, and I really love him. And it's so funny because when I made this podcast and I told them, like, guys, anything you guys say to me, is material. And it's potential material. I will never say your name.
But the topics you'll know because you said it. Silly. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say I've been cheated on, but I've had my time wasted. I was literally just in a scenario where someone's coming. What's up, boys and girls, cats and squirrels? Your boy, Third Eye Shooter, and I'm here with Miss K.
Hi, it's me again.
Another episode of her fantastic podcast that she's giving me the luxury to come on to and drop some gems for you clowns. Well, not everyone's clowns, but if you're here, you're in the right place. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're on this list again of 56 topics, questions, and controversial things that we're going to debate, talk about, and discuss. And I believe number 21 is it's a good one because
21 is my date of birth, so I think it's great.
Oh, okay. So number 21 is kissing cheating or emotional infidelity? Do you want to take that? Do you want to take the lead on that, or should I?
All right. So I feel personally it's cheating. It's cheating no matter how you look at it. Because emotional infidelity leads to cheating. And emotional infidelity is just another fancy way of saying cheating. Because I'm cheating on you emotionally and physically is two different things. At least that's how your mind and thought process is trying to differentiate it so you don't feel as bad when you're doing it. But the reality is, if I'm in a relationship and I go and I kiss some random dude walking down the block, I cheated on my dude. And sometimes it depends on what kind of kiss too. Like, all right, like I was playing Truth or Dare one time with one of my guys when I was dating him, and we were like with a bunch of friends. Like it was like on some like drunk stuff or whatever, and we just started playing like Truth or Dare. So one of the dares was I had to kiss one of our friends in front of my guy. Now the fact that this man let me do this was mind blowing because it showed me how much of a punk he was, which I already knew. It showed me how much his friends respected him, and it showed me how much he respected me. So then eventually the next dare was for him to eat me out in front of the friends because I'm like, you just like played me. So we gonna have to embarrass you a little bit. And that's how that went. Because he literally let me like it wasn't a like tap kiss. We were lunging, and this is my friend. And if I could have kissed him any longer, I think Philip's feelings could have potentially developed. They could have developed, if you know what I mean? But this dude that I'm dating, I gotta go home and sleep next to every night and shit, is literally letting this happen. So now I'm gonna let you take that on.
You can't see this face, ladies and gentlemen. That non-binary people alike, but my jaw's on the floor.
Pick it up.
Don't know how I'm talking now.
Pick it up.
I agree with you. I do think emotional infidelity does lead to physical cheating because I feel like if you're entertaining someone enough to tap into emotion, that is the ability for me to sway and somewhat control you. Because if I can control how you feel, I can control what you do, and if I can control what you do,
I can screw you.
Come ride something. come ride something.
You know what? I believe that it's in air, because you know what? Yeah. But
and I do think, and again, as a man, a tap kiss, see, my thing is this, I come from this very weird train of thought where I, growing up, always thought like, yo, a girl's my girl, she's mine. And I think that's a very, it's pride and ego.
Right.
Pride goeth before the fall. And it's a very male thing to have pride and ego over a woman's body.
Right.
And, this is going to sound weird, but I've always had this philosophy now that I'm older. I'd much rather control or have a woman's mind. I'd much rather possess her mind than her body. Why? Because if I can, not control, but have her mind and be in her mind and be in her heart, I could be wrong, but she'll attach an emotion to fucking. So if she goes, oh my God, this Jonathan's so amazing, he's so great, she won't want to fuck anyone else because I'm so great. She's attached that greatness to that feeling. So it's like, it's weird. Like, it's kind of like, I wanna have kids, and I know the way I want to teach my kids is I want a couple learning with fun. So like, I know it's not gonna be when he's first born or when she's first born, but I want to take him to the park, you can ride your scooter for 5 minutes. Come back, answer these questions. You get it right, you can ride again. So they go. Learning is fun. So I want to. It's a trick of the mind essentially, and it's not. I don't want to sound mean. I never want to trick a woman into feeling anything or doing anything. But I'd much rather get to know a woman on a mental level before physical, because anyone can fuck you, but who can talk to you, who can build with you, who can sit down and really have an in-depth conversation about things deeper than why you like to shake your ass, why you like this music, but who are you when fucking no one's around, when you're not listening to music, when you're not smoking, when it's just you.
Right. I agree. Well, I kind of say I could agree with that. I mean, the whole mind thing, because I kind of know somebody who kind of stimulates my mind. And it's funny because I was presented with a situation with another gentleman, and I couldn't do it because the person was in my mind and in my heart. So this person calls me like, yo, come chill with me. So chill. Okay, chill, because in my mind...
You're chilling.
In my mind, I have this wonderful person in my mind, and they gave me these wonderful feelings that I don't want to let go of. So therefore, I felt like I was betraying that person by even being there. That was first. So I was like, the least I owe this person is not to allow this to happen because I want that person or I care about that person so much, so suddenly. So I agree. I mean, it is a good thing to have a woman's mind. It makes you, for me, I don't know, because a lot of women are stupid nowadays, but...
You can't say that, even as a woman. You cannot say women are stupid.
As a woman, yes, I freaking can. Listen, if you went to school and you got a degree, but you got 6 kids, 6 baby fathers, you live in an apartment, and you still ain't got this shit figured out, you're stupid. Because I don't understand what was the point of you getting a degree. I'm calling it what it is. I'm not being judgmental. I'm being real. There's just certain things that, like in relationships, they're red flags. If you walk up to a female, it's like, I know you to some degree where it's like you don't like dumb conversation. So having a dumb female or a less than female than what you're used to articulating with come and address you, it's like, what the hell? It's like a science experiment gone wrong. So just, and I'm not gonna lie to you too, like, right? I've had a lot of guys sit there and be like, yo, I wanna have sex with you and I wanna do this and do that. And it's different levels of sex and it's different levels of how far they actually get because of their conversation. Okay? Like, I don't want us to be having sex and you sound like a fucking retard.
You know what's crazy?
Like,
that's always my biggest fear. I think, like, when I tell people how many, like, sexual partners have I had, they look at me and they go, really? And they always think I'm lying.
Yeah.
And they go, but you can talk so, and I go, yeah, that's my downfall. I feel like because I don't have the ability to just go shut my brain down and just be this dumb vessel of like I just want to have sex, dude. I don't want to do it, man. I don't fucking do it, and that's it. Fucking that's it. I can't. So like when I sit down and have conversation with women, I go, God forbid we have sex and I inseminate you, we gonna have a dumb baby that I gotta deal with. And then I have to drive around with this dumb baby I decide to have with you by mistake because you look good.
Girl. Hey, girl. I'm crying.
I don't know if you get... Nope.
Yo, you sound like when Squidward blew up and they popped him.
Nope, I can't. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like the mentality for some men now it's weird. Like I know for me at least it's weird.
Standard?
Not the standard. I know for me at least as a man, engaging women nowadays because I feel like it's so difficult because I feel like I'm so different.
It's not. If she sells lashes, if she sells lashes, smokes Newports, and sits in your face all day, you got a winner.
you got a winner. Okay, that's an archetype. That's literally an archetype. See, but okay. That's so mean. There's some profitable lash owners.
First of all, I'm sorry. I love all my lash girls, but There are a pair of lashes that are $80 that they're magnetic. Why will I buy your lashes? If I can get reusable magnetic lashes, right? That's one. Two, if it's a temporary thing and I'm not a chick that even wears lashes like that and I'm just doing it for the sake of fucking doing it, I'm going to the pharmacy and I'm going to go get them $2.99, maybe Family Dollar. You know, you want to have a little mink curl and shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, honey, no disrespect to the lashes, but if it's too many of you guys, it's legit too many. It's like, you know, the Africans, no disrespect, that be on the corner. So, cases, I'm not being judgmental racist. I'm just really being honest. Like, you got me even fucking on my words.
We don't need any more people selling DVDs and CDs on the trains.
But I'm being honest, though. Think about it. Like, but all jokes aside, like, we're making, like, humor out of it, but the reality is, if you go across on one strip, right? And there's one guy who's selling a phone case, and then there's another guy next to him selling a phone case, and then there's another guy next. I mean, son, how much business can you really get? That's like you. Okay, you take pictures in New York City, right? Mm-hmm. But the area that you're in, there's not that many photographers with the budgets and the convenience that you provide, right?
You see, this is where I get you. This is where it gets weird.
Okay.
So, I'm a New York City-based photographer, as you just stated. This is where it gets funny. The average New York City photographer on Truth with Fibers in is supposed to be charging anywhere between $500 to $750.
Yeah, and you're not.
And I'm not. Now, the reason why is because, again, in this weird... Now, this question has veered off. We're going to have to...
No, really... it's not. It's not. Okay. It's not, because we were talking about... Yeah. I'm going to tell you how all of this... Because you're saying it's wearing off. It does connect. Because it originally started with kissing and infidelity.
Very true.
And then from infidelity, it led to the mentality of the type of men and women we deal with. And then mentality led to the actual egotistical things that these people believe that they are utilizing to function in the world. When in all actuality, when we go to marketing and actual knowledge and concrete facts, as you say, simply get lost in things, this all does tie together.
Okay, so... I don't charge $500 to $750, but we live in this weird world where, although, I've been published 10 times. Yes, out of those 10 times, 2 of them are covers. The thing is that's so weird is I don't have 10,000 followers. So because I don't have 10,000 followers, other people don't see other people going to me. They go, oh, okay. And then sometimes we live in this weird, again, time where I don't think art, not even photography, I don't think art is appreciated for what it once was because of Instagram and the accessibility now. Because if I show you 15 really good pictures every day for a week, you know what you're going to be tired of the next week? 15 really good pictures. So it then kind of forces me to go outside and outside and outside the bounds of my own creativity. So I think that's why a lot of artists deal with depression, because it's like they have to almost be afraid to create and be afraid of themselves, because they go, if what I did 2 days ago was my most creative thing, but people want more, am I really creating for myself? Or am I creating for validation from outside? So you're right. This question, everything really
Now watch this. Now I'm going to take what you just said right now, and I'm going to bring it back to the original question.
Kissing.
Kissing. So how likely would you think a female would be willing to kiss you because of the fact that they know these things about you? See, it goes into a form of manipulation to then gain. And even though there's an emotional connection or infidelity happening, there's some sort of gain coming out of it too. Because sometimes, I remember you mentioning to me prior, like, you take a lot of photography of women. So a lot of women use their sexuality, even if it's a kiss, to get discounts and other benefits that they don't have to then pay or come out of pocket for. So, again, it does go back to infidelity, cheating, but then again, the reason why is a mystery.
Okay, before I go into this the retort, I have to preface what you said with this. Number one, I can proudly say I've never had sex with any of the models I've worked with.
Of course, no.
And I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen. It does, and I also do see how I have been exposed and experienced models and clients, male and female, trying to flirt with me, and I go, outside of this world, you flirting with me, it cannot work, and it will not work, because I think of it like this. If I shoot a beautiful woman, and I do something with her. She'll tell her friend, and I'll become the titty suck photographer, and every person I shoot and knock out a nipple and be, oh, this is what it takes. And
What
then
even? Not even a nipple.
the thousands of dollars I spend in equipment then becomes a joke because I'm the titty suck photographer.
We don't even need you to suck a titty. I can kiss you.
Yeah, there you go. So I totally get it. Yeah. That's a wrap. Thanks, guys. That was a good app.